This is for the record. In downtown Albuquerque at the federal building. I don't know what kind of federal building it is. Federal building in United States Courthouse. Dennis Chavez, Federal Building of the United States Courthouse. How's it going, guys?
How you doing?
Good, good. How you guys doing?
Good, okay. How can we help you?
Just pressing.
You doing what?
Press.
Press. Your press? Press with who?
Independent.
Independent?
Just checking out the poster 7.
You're okay.
Is that right?
Can't let you pass this way, but
Can't let me pass that way. I can go down that way, can't I?
going farther than this. Unless you're going, unless you have business in the building,
If I wanted to go to the DAV?
the DAV is closed.
Oh, okay. What time do they close?
2:30.
2:30?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's early.
I know.
That's early.
You know, pandemic, that's when they close now.
I guess no. Yeah. When I think of that, I think that like like them future movies where you don't talk to people anymore. You just see them on the screen and yeah, blah blah blah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think we're here.
Yeah, it's like getting to that point because they're doing that in court and
Sure.
and just for about everything, you know what I mean? Like in the public halls, you know, how can you let the people got to be able to talk to you and meet their elected officials and tell them face to face, hey, you're not doing the right thing,
That
buddy.
doesn't happen very often.
That doesn't.
It's hard to get an elected official, forget it.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a rarity.
yeah. That's why it's important for the people to be able to get a hold of them.
You should be, but
Like-
that's, unfortunately, politicians.
Like the mayor or whoever, you know what I mean? They should have the door open for people, you know. And of course, everybody wants to want to bum rush him, and they can,
Right.
let everybody in at once, and because
Every now and then, if you catch him out, you can probably talk to the mayor, but it's very unusual to
Yeah.
catch politicians and be able to
Good
talk.
night.
Bye now.
yeah. But I could go through there if I needed to go to DA.
If it was
They-
open and you had business,
yeah.
of course, yeah.
Okay.
You bet. You're a veteran and you got business with them, absolutely.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. You guys are very professional.
Absolutely. It's not in here.
So, what do they call it? The one world or the what's the conspiracy theory?
The all-seeing eye up there? Yeah.
The all-seeing eye, but the what do they call it? The one world government?
Oh, okay.
What are they calling the New World Order?
Oh.
The New World Order. The Freemasons, the Illuminati. Oh my God, there it is.
You got a constitution?
Yeah. Yeah, buddy, right there. This is the supreme law right there, man. And the statutes ain't going by that. They ain't lawful. You know that? They can pass laws, anything, pass whatever law they want, but if it doesn't hold up to that, if it's not going by that, it's not a law. It's unconstitutional.
Somebody else coming in?
You know what I mean? Because, what is it, the sixth article, section 2. That's the supremacy clause, saying that the Constitution is the supreme law, and any other law that's not going by the Constitution is unlawful, is notwithstanding. And not only that, but you got Marbury versus Madison, which is a Supreme Court ruling way back when, basically saying the same thing. If it ain't constitutional, it ain't lawful. You don't have to follow it. You don't have to obey it. But the only problem is, the police have to know that too. And not all the police know that because it's run you down for anything. Not all of them. I just did a recording over here on the corner where the police were helping this homeless lady.
Okay.
She was hurt, and they didn't escalate it or try to move her off the sidewalk, or they handled it good. They're good and bad and everything, right?
Called the ambulance.
Yeah, they did. Well, yeah, that's the supreme law there, and people don't realize that if it's not according to the Constitution, if it's violating rights, it's not lawful, and you ain't got to follow it. But shit, you have to go through court and through time, and people don't have the time or knowledge or money. You know what I mean? It's and sometimes they, huh?
You studying law?
Well, there's no excuse for ignorance of the law is what it is, right?
Sure.
That's what the police will tell you, right? Oh, I didn't know. Oh, sorry. It ain't my fault. You didn't know about the law. And the same thing goes for the police. If they don't know the law and they're doing something to you, they're liable. I like to think they have a qualified immunity, but you don't. You're supposed to know the law, especially if you're enforcing it, or you know what I mean. You're deemed to know it. If you're deemed to know it, you shouldn't be violating people's rights.
You're not recording, are you?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you are?
Yes, sir. What's your name? Name and badge, sir.
Don't worry about it.
I am. You guys want to have him?
Pardon me?
You want to get him to give me his name?
What's that?
He needs to give me his name if he works here.
No, he doesn't necessarily have to give you his
Yes,
name.
he does.
You know,
He
you
works
look
for
at
the
his
people.
Name tag, his name tag is there. Does it necessarily have to tell you who he is?
I don't know. What if I don't know how to read?
Well, you can go out and look at his name tag if you'd like to. It's right there.
Well, what if I didn't know how to read?
Well,
Read your name. I'd be
I would think you needed to go to school.
I would need to
That
go
would
to
be on
school.
you, you know.
That wouldn't be on
You're
me,
an
but
uneducated person.
no,
It's okay.
true that. But an public official needs to tell somebody their name if they're interacting with the public.
Well, we're going to just assume that most people know how to read and they can read our name.
Most people do, yes, but not everybody.
So we're not
There's
obligated necessarily to tell you our names. That's why we have a name tag.
Well,
So if
you
you
are.
can't read-
Yeah. That's what the name tag does help, but.
Well, that's what it's for.
But when you engage with the public, and that public might not know how to read, because there is a big illiteracy problem in this country too, as
Fall
well.
into that category.
No, I don't fall into it. But I didn't see his badge. I couldn't see his badge or anything, so I was asking him to identify himself.
Just another officer.
Not a
Yeah.
big deal.
Well, he tried telling me not to do it. You guys were cool. Didn't say nothing. Just okay, you guys.
He wants, sir, it's
got
not
business.
if he wants to let you know his name. But,
But-
he's not necessarily obligated to tell you his name. That's why we have
He is
So you
obligated.
understand that.
He is obligated to tell. He works for the public. He works for the people.
Right. And
So
why
they
we
have to-
That's why we have name tags.
Exactly. Well, like I said, just in case.
Yes, sir.
No, but he just came off wrong. You know what I mean? Right off the bat. Kind of. Well, like I was saying, not everybody knows the law. And
The law?
unfortunately, yeah,
Pardon me?
the law. Not everybody. And the law ain't that hard.
Well, you have to realize, and I want you to understand this, right? We're not law enforcement officers. We're federal security guards.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we will enforce what we're supposed to at a federal facility, but we're not law enforcement.
Well, you got your job, and you know what I mean. You have
So
to
we're gonna
do
do whatever we have to do to enforce
to keep your job.
we're gonna enforce the federal rules at this particular building. But we're not police officers out in the city.
And usually, but like I was telling you, ignorance of law is no excuse. No one has the excuse to be ignorant of the law.
No, of course, but we're not the law.
That's what they're gonna tell you.
We're the
No,
law
no, no.
in here at this particular building.
No, I know you're not the law, but there's no ignorance of the law. You can't say, "Oh, well, I didn't know."
I don't understand what you're talking about. What kind of?
You can't claim that you don't know the law. Like if I was to go and let's say I didn't know it was a law against littering or whatever, and I go throw my cigarette butt or some trash out the window. The police pull me over. I tell them, "Oh, I didn't know that there's a law. What is it called? Littering or something?"
What you're
right?
saying is ignorance is no excuse for the law.
That's
Yeah.
what I was saying. Ignorance is no excuse.
If you do something wrong and it's against the law and you broke the law and a police officer pulls you over and you say, "I didn't know,"
Yeah,
ignorance
exactly.
is no excuse.
They can't say you can't say you
They'll
don't
still
know.
give you a ticket whether you know or not.
Exactly.
You know or not, he's gonna give you a ticket. I'm sorry you didn't know.
Yeah, buddy. Can't help you, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, you
It's
can't
like,
claim
it's
that.
like if you say, "Well, I can't read," well, that's not my problem. That you
It's-
can't
it's
read.
not your problem,
Yeah,
but-
it's not my problem.
Good discussion, guys. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Nice to
You bet.
nice to conversate.
Absolutely, sure.
So do you get paid to do that?
This is just a hobby.
A hobby?
A hobby.
Would you call it being self-employed?
Oh no, I don't make anything. I'm not making anything. This is just I come to check to see if just check on our public employees, see if people are upholding the Constitution. Like I was just saying earlier, I was over here recording the police, making sure they didn't escalate and try to beat up that lady, you know, because she's mentally ill.
Well,
You know what I
it'd be
mean?
nice If we had some public people that did follow the Constitution, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
We have a lot of them that don't.
But like I was saying, the law isn't really that hard. It's not really that hard. You should be able to do anything you want as long as you don't hurt or harm or cause loss to someone else.
Sure.
That's a crime.
As long as you're not breaking a law, then
That's the definition of a crime is causing loss, harm, or hurting someone. That's a crime. When you're violating and get a ticket, you're speeding, that ain't a crime. That's a violation. That's a administrative remedy, administrative spanking. You know what I mean? It's not law.
It does
Because
bring awareness of safety so that you won't break speed limit.
it
and
deters
hurt
you.
someone.
It deters you from being unsafe, is what people like to
That
say.
you don't end up hurting someone else.
Yeah.
Which would be a violation of law.
Well, if you hurt somebody, that would be a crime, not a violation. That'd be a
Because of
crime.
speeding.
Because of speeding. But have you guys ever seen the Minority Report? Have you? With Tom Cruise, huh?
Cruise, yeah.
The premise of that movie is, you remember they were arresting people before they committed a crime.
They commit a crime.
And the premise was, well, can you change the future, right? So is it set in stone that you're gonna?
I didn't see that.
And you can change.
Oh, it's good. It's good. It's a good movie, man.
Minority Report?
Yeah. Yeah, and so Tom Cruise is a police officer, right? And they're, arresting people for crimes that they're about to commit. Because what happens? They have these psychics
all futuristic type thing.
Yeah, these psychic people that are in a kind of in a dormitory state, and they're
Sure.
telling the future, right?
Yeah. I'll have to watch that one.
But the chief of police rigs it up to where he sets up Tom Cruise, the police officer, of a murder. So he's thinking, well, everyone's thinking he's going to commit a murder, right? And the murder is that he's going to kill this man that kidnapped his kid. So that's how the way they think, oh yeah, of course. This guy is a guy that kidnapped his kid. He's going to go kill him. We got to arrest him right away. And they're all chasing him and everything, all the cool chase scenes and everything. But he gets to the place, to the point to where he's going to apparently commit the murder, right?
Okay.
And
Don't tell me the whole movie.
oh man, I won't spoil it for you if you're going to watch it.
That sounds like a pretty good one.
Oh, it's good, man. It's good.
That one. I have to read that one.
Well, you can't arrest somebody for something that they haven't done yet. So if you're speeding, you could cause a wreck, you could hurt somebody, you could harm somebody, but you haven't. You're kind of getting a prejudgment, a minority report on you before you hurt somebody when you haven't really hurt somebody. But until you do, and that's what would, within reason, you have to be responsible adult and think, oh, well, I have to be safe. It's up to you to be safe, not the law to tell you, if you're being safe or not
They
safe,
should
right?
give you a ticket, bro.
They will.
Yeah, but, and which is wrong. It's against the law to be getting, that's a attainder, a bill of
Because
attainder.
You don't follow what they say you're supposed to follow.
Not because you haven't harmed anybody. They're claiming you're going to hurt somebody. But yeah, I could hurt somebody, but I'm not.
Say it's a 25 mile an hour speed limit, it's 60.
Yeah,
Chances are you're gonna hurt.
That's irresponsible. Yeah, and you shouldn't be doing that. You know what I mean? Of course, if you hurt somebody, you should be held responsible, accountable. And usually, if it's 25, 35, people should have good enough reason, hey, go the speed. Maybe 5 more speed, won't hurt. No, it's at your own discretion. What it is using your own discretion. As a man, adult, I can cross the street right here. I don't need anybody to tell me that I got to cross the street over there at the light. I'm a grown man. I can look both ways and assess my safety and say, oh, right, no cars are coming. I'm going to cross right here.
Technically call that jaywalking.
Called jaywalking, right? But when they're stopping you from doing that, don't you think they're holding you back from your natural rights to make your own decision to be, hey, I'm a grown man, there's no cars, I'll cross. Right?
I would say.
You would say, right? That seems natural, right? Sure. Natural right, a natural law. That you can make yourself your own decision.
Technically, I guess they could give you a ticket for that, but
They'd be pushing.
I don't see that very
But
often.
isn't that stupid, right?
I don't see that very often.
That would be stupid, right?
There and you walk from here straight to your car. Why should you have to go down there and go across and come back up?
Right? It's natural law. It's natural sense, common sense that you should be able to make your own decision at your own discretion. You're an adult. No man could tell another man what to do. Right? Even if they try to make it a law, another man making a law telling you what to do for him.
Mandate.
A mandate. A mandate. There you
Mandates
go.
are laws, man. Mandates
you
are
get
just
your
mandates.
But nobody. No.
They try and tell you they want to make you feel like it's a law, but it's only a mandate. But they're
There you
still
go.
pushing it on you like it's a law.
And they can make it a law, but that doesn't mean it's lawful.
Right.
That doesn't.
Or
That's
they
where
can-
the
or
cops
they can
come
use-
in. That's where they should come in with their oath to the Constitution and say,
Well,
"Hey, this
What they're
ain't
doing
lawful."
is they're ways around that. What they're doing, you know what I mean? Because they still call it a mandate, but yet they're telling you if you don't take it, we'll fire you. We'll take away your means to make a living.
And that's where
That's
it
kind of
becomes
shady.
hard. It becomes
Some
hard.
shady ground right there, kind of black.
Or where you
little
have
bit
to-
gray, a little bit gray.
Or some people, you want to keep your job, and you're like, "Oh shit, man!" They're forcing you to do it,
And you shouldn't have to be forced.
and you shouldn't have to be
Ever,
forced.
ever.
Exactly.
Not with something you're going to put in your body. That's my
exactly.
particular viewpoint.
Exactly, and nobody should be telling anybody else what to do.
I'm agreed.
A man is a man, a woman is a woman. You can make your own decision. If your decisions are bad, they're bad. You're gonna live with them. You're gonna,
Yeah, I'm agree with that.
you know what I mean? And but they'll try to pass laws, and they do pass laws that violate our rights. And they say, well, you have to. And because we don't know, we haven't studied enough, they dumb us down and don't let us know, Constitution, no, that's just,
Like
that's
I said,
our rights or whatever.
That's
That's
what's
just
going
a
on right
paper.
now with mandates, I think, you know, because it's a mandate, not a law, but you're making it seem like a law.
Right? They're trying to make it seem like that.
It's gray. It's very gray. Actually, it's not gray. It's pretty black and white, but they're pushing it on us as if it was a law, but they're manipulating the system. That's what they're doing.
And then that's where the American comes in and says, hey, can't do it.
That's why
it
you're
says
getting-
it right there.
That's why you're getting so many people
Right there.
right now. You know, now that people are starting to stand their ground and push back. You know,
Yeah, the
which is
business,
good.
well, they already run down the businesses, the personal mom and pops or whatever, you know.
Yeah, and it's good. I'm glad they're doing that.
And-
Personally, I'm glad they're pushing. People are pushing back and going, "Hey, wait a minute! You know, that's not constitutional. Can't do that."
And what happens sometimes is like when the churches fight it or whoever, the businesses will fight it and they won't bring up a good case, you know, and so they'll end up losing it and it'll seem like, oh, well, they said this. Well, that's because this group didn't fight, didn't put up the right story, you know what I mean?
Didn't use it well. A lot of times, you know, and even sometimes if you use the right articulation and you have a good defense,
Yeah.
you got a corrupt judge or a corrupt, you know, and they're no matter what you say, they're gonna side with. You know what I mean? So that can happen as well.
Oh, you know,
We've
that's-
all seen that happen.
You know, the magistrates courts are like that. They make $17 out of every conviction they make on a person for traffic
There's a lot of
violation,
times when
and
you
it
go,
goes
"Hey,
goes to their retirement.
You presented a good case, you had a good defense, you had a good, and you still lost, you know, and like,
And they just dump on you and yeah, next.
that's just, and you know what that's called, right? Corruption.
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 Yeah.
It
And
happens, unfortunately, it happens.
and that's what they're doing. They're all, you know, just making the revenue for the state, but people, it's a problem of the people because they don't know. They don't know any better that how to, you know, to take it to the next level, to district court. Because magistrate is the bottom of the barrel laws. It's ordinances, it's regulations, it's rules. It's not law. Laws, if it's not that, it's not law. You're just following a rule, a regulation, an ordinance, a statute. It's like the law, which is the Constitution, statutes, ordinances, and regulations, rules. Like at the law library, you got 3 floors of books. And all those 3 floors should be controlled by that right there. All of them should be controlled by that. And I don't know why there's so many. It's simple. It's simple.
Well, so we're gonna close up the building
Hey.
now, the post office is closed, so we close up the building.
Okay.
That's the only business that's left open, so.
Hey, professionalism at its best, guys. Appreciate it. A lot of respect to you
Nice
guys.
talking to
Nice talking to you too, guys.
Take care.
Tyrant. And that was for the record.